Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rochelle from Monteroche, and today I'm doing a book haul. Well, actually it's a manga haul because most of these books are mangas. So excited to read these mangas. I decided to buy more because I finished all of the mangas that I own. If you want to know what those are, so check my first video. I talk about all the mangas that I own so far. The books that I'm going to talk about today, they're romance mangas, just because I read more romance than any other genre. And since I'm just starting to read manga, I want to stick to my comfort zone, what I read the most. And as I get used to this type of reading, I'm going to explore other genres like more actions. And I already have a list because I've been watching a lot of manga recommendations videos, and like I want to read Hunter x Hunter, I want to read Demon Slayer, I want to read a bunch of other mangas, but I'm just hesitant to purchase them for now because I'm afraid that I might not like it or anything like that. So I think you can read it online, but I don't know which website. So if you know a website where I can read free mangas, that would be really helpful. If not, maybe I can just purchase the digital version of the manga, and then if I like it, then I'll just buy it myself at the bookstore. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first book that I bought here is the Toradora. I bought the first volume and the second volume. Yes, the reason why I got this series is because I heard a lot of good things about it from my cousin. I also saw this in some recommendation videos, so I got it. I went to Indigo, which is the bookstore that I usually go to, but they always have like the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and never the first and the second. So I went to this other bookstore and they only had 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 or something. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get the first two because I can't find them at the other bookstore. So I got them. This is a romance, obviously. I just said that. I don't know much about it. I just know it seems, well, you know what I'm gonna do, since I suck at summarizing, because when I summarize I end up just mentioning everything about the book. So I like reading books without knowing much about it. So instead of giving you a summary of the story, I'm just going to analyze the covers and then predict what's going to happen. So the first volume is this one here. So I feel like he looks like a bad boy, and she looks like she's annoyed. Maybe she's annoyed by this guy, and I think it's enemies to lovers kind of story. That's how I feel about this book cover. I feel like it's enemies to lovers. He's a bad boy. They're both like, he finds her annoying and she finds him annoying, and vice versa. Next one is LDK by Ayu Watanabe. So I got the first one just because I've heard that it's very unrealistic and also cheesy, but I'm also curious because a lot of people seem to like this one. So I got the first volume. This one I know more about it. So it's basically this high school girl who lives alone. That itself is already unrealistic, a high schooler who lives alone. And then after that, there's this guy also who lives alone, but they're neighbors. And then all of a sudden, his apartment catches on fire, and so he has no choice but to live with her. And then they start to fall for each other after that. So this is what I know about this book. I got the first one because I want to see if I end up liking it, and if not, then I won't continue the series. If I do, then I'll probably buy the entire series. It's quite long, so it might be hard for me to find all of the volumes in order. So next is, I'm actually excited about this because I heard so many good things about it. And at Indigo, they have like on their table, they have all of the volumes except maybe the latest one, and I think the third one is not available but at the bookstore, but it's like they have a bunch of copies of it. So that is Wotakoi. Love is Hard for Otaku. So this, I know a little bit about it. I know that they work in an office and they're both geeks. So they both like video games and animes or mangas. Yeah, that's all I know about it. I guess they have things in common and they kind of relate to each other and they enjoy each other's company. So that's my prediction about this. Yeah. So I can't wait to read this, and I feel like I'm gonna relate to it too much because it's not high school. Maybe the characters are around my age, so that's pretty cool. Next book, I bought it because I really enjoyed another manga by this author, and that is I had that same dream again by Yoru Sumino. So if you don't know who's Yoru Sumino, this is the author of I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, which is my favorite book of 2022 so far. So I love that book so much that I decided to buy another book by the same author. I don't know much about this book, and I just want to keep it that way. I guess based on the title and the cover, all I know is there's this girl having dreams of people or of situations, and then maybe it repeats, and then all of a sudden it comes true. That's my prediction. And last but not least, it's another book by another author that I really enjoyed, and that is Weathering with You by Makoto Shinkai. Unfortunately, I wanted to buy Your Name by Makoto Shinkai, but the third volume was missing. So I bought the novel version of Your Name. Now I really enjoyed Your Name, but I wish I read it in the manga format. But I was like, I heard good things about Weathering with You, and so I went to the bookstore planning to buy the manga version of this. But guess what? They only had the first volume and the third volume. So I was like, okay, the novel is there available. I either wait, and I asked if I could order it, but they said it's out of stock, so I can't even order it. And so I just decided to buy the light novel. Anyways, it matches the other cover of Your Name, so I decided to pick it. I don't know much about this. All I know is the girl has superpowers, and based on the title, she can probably control the weather. And then there's a guy, of course, because it's a romance. And that's all I know about it. I'm going to watch the anime after I read this, just so I can visualize it as well. Because with Your Name, yes, I enjoyed the novel, but there was so much happening that I didn't quite picture it that well. So when I watched the anime, I was able to really understand what was happening at some point, and I was really impressed. So I think it's gonna be the same thing with Weathering with You. I guess I could take my time to read this one and then really take the time to visualize it in my mind before watching the anime, but we'll see. It all depends on how it's written as well, because the novel format of Your Name, at first it was confusing because I didn't know who was talking because they're both using the first person. I hope it's not like that for this one, but I'll try my best to understand, and then I'll watch the anime. Those are the books, the mangas that I got so far this month. It's only like the first day of February and I already bought so many books. But we'll see if I end up buying more this month. If not, it's good. It's good. If you watched my last video, I talked about tips that I have on how to save money, especially when you have a very expensive hobby like collecting books. Sometimes, with everything else that you have to pay for, you have to save up for, you don't want to spend too much on books. So I provided some tips on how you can do that. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.